Welcome to the Coaches Show, joined by women's head basketball coach Sam Pearson. And Sam, thanks for joining us. 10 games into the season now. You guys are 3-7, 2-4 in the conference. Just assess, general terms, how you think things have gone so far, like 10 games into the season.
Been underachieving a little bit. I think that is that's evident in our record, wins-loss record. However, I think that we're making strides to really coming together as a unit, playing good basketball defensively, sharing it in the half court. We just have to eliminate those times within the basketball game where we are stagnant offensively. We'll go 6 to 8 to 10 empty possessions in a row, and at some point we're unable to hold the opponent without scoring that entire time. So in a sense, we're just continue to dig ourselves a hole in those spurts. So really working to fine-tune those droughts that we're going without a basket. Really cut them in half, get to the free throw line, get easy baskets, maybe draw up a quick hitter or two. So to answer your question, we'd like to have been a little more productive, a little wins and loss record, a little differently, but I still think that we're playing good basketball. Played a couple of conference games on the road, just lost to CBC by 5. We were in it the entire time. So, I mean, we're there. We're close, but obviously we're starting to get to the point. I talk to opposing coaches. I talk to a lot of individuals within the university, and they say how fun it is to watch us,
right,
how hard we play, and how close we are. Yet it hasn't transferred into wins yet. So I mean, we're just concentrating on the process, trying to get better every day, trying to come together as a unit, and muscle out a win here.
Sure,
Yeah.
sure, absolutely.
Yeah.
What about for you personally? First-time head coach, 10 games in. Do you feel like you're settled into it now? Like, are you where you think you're gonna be anyway, as far as your handle on the head coaching duties?
Well, I'm continuously learning. I honestly feel as though I take a lot of the blame for our recent losses that we have taken. The players are playing as a unit. We're flying around. We're physical on the boards. We're sharing the ball offensively, getting out and running in transition. And we're giving ourselves chances late in games, each and every game we're playing. So I think it's on me to get better, as a coach, calling my defensive adjustments, calling my quick hitters out of timeouts, baseline out of bounds. We can be more efficient. I think our success rate is less than 28% or so. So it's on me. It's on me to really take us over the edge. And I have this last week really dove into our film, into our personnel, assigned roles to each and every individual, so they know exactly what it is that I expect out of them, or that we hope they can be most productive in the manner, in what manner we think that they can be most productive in. So I'm learning. I mean, coaching-wise, at the end of the day, it is just basketball.
Right.
It is basketball, and I love the game. It's where my heart is, where my passion is.
Right.
But I still think that I can lead this program, lead these young student athletes in even a greater capacity. Yeah.
Where have you seen success that maybe you hadn't seen coming into the year? Like, what surprised you in a good way about this team so far?
Yeah. Well, the thing is, we don't have any go-to players. So we have to every night. We got to bring our best unit, and at any point, if one individual doesn't do her job, or one individual is late rotating on defense,
right,
then we collapse. So I mean, I think that early on that was kind of our we didn't know our roles, so everyone is trying to be that person. Where all you want to do is all I ask for you is just to flourish in your own role. If getting up in transition, really guarding is what you do, then just be the best individual you can be in that role. Right. So I mean, I think that we have began to play defense collectively, flying around, helping the helper, physical, getting through screens, helping the backside off of a screen. I like to think that our half-court defense has really made strides to being pretty stout. And again, it's those scoring droughts offensively where we got to get better. And that's kind of been our focus this week. Going into Lion, I know we'll talk about it here in a minute, but going into Lion is a big test. Top 20 team in the country,
right.
always a sound unit, and Batesville is a tough place to play. So we're looking forward to the opportunity.
Don't steal my thunder. That's coming later.
Yeah. Well, excuse me.
What needs to happen? You think, and it's never just one thing, but what's maybe one or two things that you think you need to do better to get closer to that 500 mark? You guys are 3-7 right now. If there's one thing that it's that glaring thing that you're like, if we could just do that, it'd be a lot better. What do you think that would be? It's an unfair question.
It's tough. It's tough. Honestly, again, I think we're close. I think when we gut out one win, we'll begin to believe again.
Right.
We'll begin to believe. It will start momentum, moving in a positive direction. As you're on the road, as you're losing. I mean, we got stuck in Conway, Arkansas. Had to stay over another night due to the weather, and it's kind of a smothering almost in a sense.
Right.
You know, as the losses begin to snowball, it's really easy to deteriorate as a team and as a unit. So I believe as the wins begin to come, and I'm pretty certain that we'll begin winning here. Now our next couple of games are relatively tough.
Right.
But I think we have some wins here in our near future.
Sure.
And I think as we began pulling out some of these close wins, the belief in the system, the belief in ourselves, the beliefs in the coaching staff will heighten and will greaten.
Yeah. Let's talk a little bit about the week that was since the last time we were able to talk. A 69-49 loss at McKendree, an exhibition game. But I've talked to Coach Brock about this as well. Those are games, exhibition games. I think everyone that suited up played. That's because that's what they're for. But more than anything else, what do you think you take away from? Maybe not even that game in particular, but those types of games where you're kind of stepping up in competition, playing those exhibition games. What do you take away from that? Yeah, well, I mean, we schedule those games, Division II, Division I games, NCAA Division IIs, NCAA Division Is, to get beat up on a bit. We really want those Division IIs, McKendree, for instance, to exploit our weaknesses. Really exploit us that we don't box as a team. Maybe my 4 and 5 are in there banging on the boards, but my 1, 2, and 3 who's standing and watching are giving up offensive rebounds. So those units, those bigger bodies, bigger athletes, more sound basketball teams on the Division II level, they really exploit your weaknesses. So it's on us to get back in the film room to then correct those weaknesses, and then as we play our own conference, our own competition, or similar level of competition, then hopefully we have made the correct adjustments. 76-71 loss on Saturday to Central Baptist. But
yes.
Three players in double figures there. Kadisha continues to kind of step up, 19 points. Rose was very, very good from 3, 4 of 6 from 3. She had 16 in the game. You can talk about those two, but specifically for me, like it seems that, in the games that I've seen, Caroline Rogers gives you guys a shot of energy every time she hits the floor.
Absolutely.
She had 11 points in 17 minutes on Saturday. You need that, not just from her, but from other people. Even if they're not in your starting 5, that's what you need, that energy, that shot, change that momentum thing.
Yep.
And I think her in particular in this particular game did that, but Rose and Kadisha, double figures, you only lose by 5. Not, there's no such thing as a moral victory, but you only lost by 5 on the road at Central Baptist.
Yeah. Oh, no doubt. I mean, Kadisha's she's a tough guard offensively. She'll bang you in the post for the littler bodies, and she'll step the bigs away from her and beat them off the dribble. So Kadisha's really a matchup problem for opposing defenses. Rose was in a bit of a slump early on.
Right.
Probably one of our best shooter, if not the best shooter we have. And she has since kind of found her rhythm a bit. Once you see it go in a couple of times, then you get your rhythm about. Then you start feeling better about yourself, shooting it with a lot more confidence. And she has, and has helped us a great deal. But yeah, Caroline Rogers is the epitome of just do your job. Just do what is asked of you. I don't want you to be anybody else but the best you can be. And she comes in and she gives 110% every time she's on the court. Flying around, offensive rebounds, sharing it offensively. We in the half court, we like to say that the ball is hot, so we got to move it. We got to move it. And Carolina is some of the best at it, and honestly, not the most athletic body, a little undersized in her position, but the work ethic, the desire, and the relentlessness, I have to play it. I got to put her on the court, and she's productive for those reasons. She doesn't try to be anyone outside of herself, and she plays to her strengths well. Yeah.
So coming up, you mentioned it a second ago, tough trip on the road to Lyon. They're 7-1, 4-0 in the conference, number 19 in the country.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about them. They're really good.
Yeah, they're a tough group. They're a tough group. Disciplined. They're so disciplined, and that is year by year. Disciplined group. They're going to run their sets, and they're going to run them to the tee. We know. We'll scout them. We've been scouting them all week. We know what's coming, but they run them so precise and so crisp in their cuts, burying someone on their screens. It's a system that is tough to guard. I think that we can get up, we can pressure them a bit. Now we'll be without a couple of players. Nicole Griesenhauer's got a foot injury, and then Alyssa Rowden won't play till the second half. I like our chances. I like our chances any given night. Honestly, I think that we play so hard. We share it offensively. We get out and run. I think that we give ourselves a chance any given night versus any opponent within the conference. Now it's about buckling down late in the games, buckling down, taking care of the basketball, being more efficient, quick hitters that we draw up, execute them. And I think we're making strides again. Now, Lyon's tough opponent. Tough opponent, Batesville, Arkansas, going to bring a good crowd out as they always do. Much respect to their head coach and their program. But without a doubt, we're going in there to win the basketball game.
Right.
Yep, and that's the goal.
Yep. And then next Tuesday, Missouri S&T again. Stepping up in combat. Similar to what we talked about with McHenry. That's a tough non-conference game that you're going to play within 7 days.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And they got a player I actually recruited here from St. Joe's, locally. Really good big, really good player. So she's a freshman there now. But I believe they're 2-4. I believe they're 2-4. They won't play another game until they play us within a 2-week span. So hopefully their legs are a little stiff, a little heavy. We're able to jump up, get a good lead on them early on, and ride it out. Play them good defensively. Got to rebound the basketball because they have size, as most D2s have. They have the size advantage on us. But we got to be physical. Our 1 through our 5 all have to rebound the basketball, get out, get easy baskets in transition.
Yeah, absolutely. And, I couldn't agree more. The team's close. Anyone that watches this team knows that you're close. These games are coming down to the wire where in the past, years past, it might not have been. So, you don't need me to tell you, but keep at it, man. Anyone that watches this team can tell that you're close. Yeah, well, thank you. And we hear it a lot. We hear it a lot, and I tell our group to keep them encouraged. I'm afraid that by the time we finally click and we finally get it, the morale will be down a bit. So again, we pull out a win, for instance, Lyon or an S&T, one that we go in as an underdog. I think we'll begin to believe and hopefully make strides to get over the hill. I know it's going to make you sad, but it's the last time we'll talk before the holidays, so I want to wish you a Merry Christmas.
You as well, sir. Merry Christmas to you.
That's head coach Sam Pearson, the women's head coach here at Missouri Baptist University. This has been the Coaches Show on the Spartan Digital Network.